Hello, Blizzard fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another Daily Blizzard upload. This is a game between Sacsri and UTHERMAL on Coda LE. Now, this is from Gfinity Springmasters 2, and I don't think I've cast a game of UTHERMALs before. So, in the bottom right, we have the green Terran player, UTHERMAL. He's a Dutch Terran player who used to do Protoss. And I have a lot of respect for professional players that switch races. Among those are the little one, who switches from, Terran to Zerg and then back again. And he's really, really entertaining to watch. I hope UTHERMAL is similarly entertaining. Now, his achievements list is pretty impressive. He took second place at the DSCL Invitational 2015 back in March of this very year. Also took first place in the DSCL Individual League 2014. In July of 2014, and then also first place in Fragomatic 16.0, as well as Fragomatic 15.0 in 2013 and 2014, respectively. So, again, he has some pretty impressive wins here. Really hasn't done a whole lot in WCS, but he is a very solid player nonetheless. In the top left, we have the Blue Zerg player Sacsri from My Insanity. We've cast a couple of his games already. His resume is fairly impressive as well. And we'll just see what these players are up to. We are sending overlords across the map. Going to do some scouting. They look a little bit faster on ×2 speed. A little more viable for that scouting. But in the end, we do actually have a command center as well as a barracks and a refinery coming down for UTHERMAL. So nothing too crazy. No super fast Reapers coming out, which is going to be a relief to Sacsri, who again is probably worried about those Reapers. He does have gas up, he does have a spawning pool up, and will likely be getting the speed here momentarily as soon as he has 100 gas, and bam, he does have 100 gas. And is he getting speed? He's actually not. He's going to save that gas for something else, recognizing the Reaper is not going to be coming out. He doesn't need the speed quite as soon as he thought he did. So it looks like he's going to go ahead and save that, and instead throw down a Roach Warren for some early pressure, it looks like. Scouting SCV tries to get in there, not quite able to do so. For some reason, Sacsri is using the Queens to knock down these plates at the bottom of the ramp here. Those are placed to prevent Protoss players from walling off the bottom of the ramp with pylons against Zerg, which is super annoying to deal with as a Zerg player. But I don't understand the purpose of getting that down unless you want to wall off stuff yourself as the Zerg player. You can't build on these even if there's creep there. So killing this, throwing down an Evo chamber here might help with Hellion run-bys or something of the sort, but we'll have to see what he plans on doing with this location later on in the game. We are creating the Great Wall of Terran here with supply depots and a bunker, 2 Marines in there, and actually throwing down a 3rd command center at the 5-minute mark in the game. Okay. So it looks like UTHERMAL rather, is interested in doing a pretty heavy macro game, which might benefit him. 3-base Terran can be pretty terrifying. You can get almost an endless stream of Marines, Marauders, Medevacs, Widowmines off of those 3 bases. And a Zerg player who lets that happen could be in a little bit of trouble. So at the same time, though, UTHERMAL has put on almost 0 pressure on Sacsri, and this 2-base Roach attack is going to come at a time that he might not be quite prepared for it. This Overlord trying to escape might be able to get out, and yes, he does, as the Marines head out to help their brethren at this front wall. Hellions come on home. They're going to help defend from back here, and we need to throw down an extra supply depot just to finish this, because here come the Roaches. Let's see if they can get this barracks. We're actually pulling SCVs off the line to repair this, this bunker, not a barracks. The bunker is where the Marines live, and here the Roaches come right on in. They're going to try to snipe down the Hellion, not quite able to do it. Do they have enough DPS to take this down? They do not, if it's being repaired, so they're actually going to go after the SCVs here, taking down quite a few workers. A lot of workers going down. It is now 34 to 23 Harvesters in favor of the Terran player, and now the bunker falls. A lot of Roaches at the front here, now walking right in the front door. Oh boy, forcing the liftoff of the command center, sniping down yet another SCV. The Roaches coming right on in. 1 does die. 2 die to Widowmines right at the top of the ramp here. The Roaches say, oh, I don't know how many more Widowmines there are. There is a bunker up here as well, and a wall off with the barracks. We'll have to see. It looks like he's probably just happy with forcing the liftoff at the second, taking down some supply depots, which almost does supply block UTHERMAL. There are some Marauders out now, but there's only 2 of them. This is a lot of Roaches. Marauders do well against Roaches, but not in these numbers. But in the end, I think Sacsri recognizes I've done enough damage. I killed a lot of workers. I am up 43 to 26. He doesn't know that, but I guess he probably feels it based on the fact that he is a professional player. And here comes the command center landing down again. It's a good thing he had a 3rd ready to go to land there. He is pretty much using this one for SCVs to replace the ones that died. And here come the roaches again, right up this left side. Gonna see what damage they can do. Maybe force another liftoff. That would be very nice if they could do that. Sniping down one of the Hellions. An excellent micro there by Sacsri. And he also has a third base popping up back home. So well played by him. Getting a lot of pressure on with these roaches. Taking down a bunch of SCVs. Taking down more supply depots. Another Marauder is out though. 3 Marauders. It looks like they have stim now. The roaches are going to come up. Probably just on scouting detail. Probably trying to kill as many workers as they can. They know they can't do much more. This guy left only has 7 hit points and he dies, but does get a pretty good scout off. I mean, if we take a look at Sacsri's view, he sees the factory, he sees all the barracks, he pretty much knows to expect now. There's the starport coming down at the 9-minute mark. So it is 3 base Zerg to 2 base Terran. It is 55 to 31 Harvesters. Sacsri is in a fantastic position. Now getting a lair. And has he done anything with this yet? No, he hasn't, but he is making a Baneling nest as well as Evolution Chambers, researching those attack and Baneling or defense upgrades. I don't know why I said Banelings there. It's Carapace usually. This Widow Mine is trying to burrow before it dies. And no, it does actually get picked off by those Zerglings. Interesting. I thought for sure he could make it down, but instead he does die. Good pick off by one of these lings. One of these guys has a kill. It's very nice to get that at the watchtower because a Widow Mine at the watchtower is very annoying because any scouting Zerglings will get killed by it who are interested in seeing the vision around this area. And on this map where there's only one Xel'Naga watchtower, it is very important to have this one if you possibly can. So let's take a look and see what we are up to here in the Terran base. We have the factory. We are now double pumping medevacs. The 3rd command center is on its way out, and we'll have to see what the decision is. Rebuilding this Great Wall of China or of Terran. This Overlord might want to start throwing down some creep here to prevent this 3rd base from landing. And we'll have to decide, we'll have to see what he decides to do there. No, the Marines are coming in to clear him out even before the command center shows up. Good choice here on Thermal's part. Is a 4th base going to go down? Macro Hatch coming down for Sacsri. Also knocking down this debris as an additional attack path for the Zerg units, which is always very nice. You want to have those. And really, I mean, no drop play, no real harass play at all from UTHERMAL at this point. He's pretty much just sitting back, planning on going his Marine Marauder, Widow Mine, Medevac attacks here. And as I said, there's no drops. These drops are heading right on out. We're going to follow them. That's not the right key. There we go. F actually is the one that I wanted here. Does get scattered out by that Overlord. And here they come in. What's the response going to be from Sacsri? He's actually going to go ahead and send some Lings back to try to deal with this. But the drop has landed. A lot of Marines. They do not have any upgrades yet, but they are dangerous sitting here behind the mineral line. The Zerglings try to come in. They get a pretty good surround on these Marines, taking several of them down. And yes, they do eventually force the pickup. The Queen going to town on that medevac as well does chase it away. And so actually not bad. I'm 70 to 54 Harvesters now. Sacsri with that latest push out. And it looks like the medevacs are unloading here, trying to kill as many Overlords as they possibly can. This guy might actually escape as well as this one. Does he survive? No, he does actually die. The Marines did manage to get something. Zerglings coming on down to try to pick these guys off, but the immediate lift off. Good micro there by Thermal. Going to head back on into the base, knowing that the Zerglings are over here. He says maybe this base is undefended, but no. There are Banelings, there are Zerglings. This is not where UTHERMAL wants to be. Now getting followed around this medevac. If he unloads, is going to be in for a world of hurt and decides just actually to pass on by. I'm just moving through, guys. Don't mind me, I will be back later probably. Zergling counterattack here at the 3rd base, getting right into this mineral line, and bam! A lot of workers are going to die unless they can get out of there, and even though they managed to escape, a pretty good response time, a lot of them did die. It looks like this bunker might go down as well. These supply depots are going to finish. The Zerglings could probably delay those, but instead they're focused on trying to get down that command center, trying to take down this bunker, and do they manage to get it? They do, and the Marines inside also look like they get picked off. And in the end, these Lings are going to get cleaned up, but again, it is 64 to 54 Harvesters. There is a drop over here at the 4th base. It looks like a lot of workers died here, so excellent map awareness here by UTHERMAL, recognizing the weak spots in the Terran's defense, or in the Zerg's defense, rather. And here comes a Hellbat Marine push with some medevac support right up the front. We have Queen. Look at this creep spread. I mean, this goes all the way, just more than halfway across the map. It is past the Xel'Naga watchtower. Excellent. Here come the Mutalisks as well, sniping down a medevac, getting down Marines. These Hellbats are worthless against them because they cannot shoot up. Scouting Overlord explodes, dropping blood all over the Terran army, and okay, UTHERMAL says, I need to get something done now. I'm going to head over and see if I can kill this 4th base, but this Scouting Overlord, this Overlord placement is amazing for Sacsri. He's got them on the high points pretty much everywhere across the map here, checking out all of the medevac flight paths as well. so that Sacsri knows exactly where UTHERMAL is going to attack even before UTHERMAL gets to his intended destination. So, super impressive play. Oh, chasing in are the Banelings and the Zerglings and the Medivacs, trying to pick up guys who are lagging behind the slow units, which happen to be Firebats at this point. And then kind of popping back on over to the relative safety of the creep. Look at this creep spread. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 creep tumors at the front here, pushing on in. Soon they will be down here to the front door of the Terran, and that's not something that he wants to see. The Mutalisks are in, sniping off add-ons. Good choice by him. Sacsri knows that taking down add-ons prevents the ability of the Zerg player to actually produce units as fast as he wants to, prevents him from being able to get many upgrades. This is on fire, and is it going to burn down? It looks like it might. I don't know if UTHERMAL actually cares about that particular tech lab, though. I think he has all the upgrades that he wants at this point. But Firebats are at the front. It is 179 to 149 supply in favor of the Zerg player. It is 79 to 58 harvesters. Here comes the big attack with the Widowmine, with the Banelings and the Zerglings and the Mutalisks coming right on in. A lot of Medivacs getting crushed down by these Mutalisks. The Banelings heading over to the third base. They know that's where most of the workers are going to be at this point. More and more Medivacs die. All of these workers are going to die. They're trying to run away. The Mules and the SCVs doing what they can, but there is nowhere to go. Mutalisks are faster than all of these units. And in the end, they pretty much all do get cleaned up. A few of them are left. They might survive, but they're Mules. They're going to time out anyway if they don't die. And a small group of Marines and Marauders here trying to make a stand at the top of this ramp. There is a Thor coming on in, trying to kill these Zerglings, trying to take down these Mutalisks. They are going to force the Mutas to fly away, but this third base is dead. It is 161 supply to 90 supply. So replacement command center coming right on in for UTHERMAL, and Sacsri heads on back home. So, I mean, that could have possibly been a killing blow, I think, for the Zerg player, but he decided instead to go on home to kind of saturate up his fourth base, make sure nothing crazy happens here where he loses his entire army to this defense, especially with this Thor. I mean, one misclick, that splash damage does a lot of damage to these Mutalisks. They're going to see what harassment they can do coming around this right side. They do have an Overseer to spot any Widowmines. Let's see what they decide to go after here. They might... they're going to try to take down these missile turrets immediately. They do a good job of that, taking down... Oh, actually throwing down a contamination on the starport. Well played. This missile turret goes down. Will this missile turret die as well? It does. A lot of workers also going to die from the splash damage on these Mutalisks. Their bouncing attacks do hit 3 additional targets, or 2 additional targets. Anyway, they do hit more and more targets than you would expect from a flying attack like that. Creep spread is kind of stalled out. I'd expect it to be here by now, but I guess Sacsri's attention has been elsewhere. And what is our income tab at? 78 to 48 harvesters, 191 to 130. Sacsri now taking a 5th base here, feeling very comfortable. He has a big army of Zerglings and Banelings here at the Zelnaga Watchtower. More and more mutas flying on in. Let's see what the Mutalisk count is at here. It is, actually check the units tab, and it is 21 Mutalisks back to production, and they have the +2 upgrades now. That's a creep tumor, not a Mutalisk. There we go, +2 flyer attacks. So fantastic play by him, getting those upgrades as he needs, coming right on in, flooding in. Zerglings coming in first, Banelings coming in second, Mutalisks sniping down what they can in the back here. Banelings kind of getting stuck here on the supply depot wall, but finally crashing on through, coming down, trying to find juicy Marines to hit, doing a pretty good job on the connects, and the split actually makes the Marines a lot more susceptible to Mutalisk attack. This Thor is probably going to die to all of these Zerglings. It gets caught. Oh, picked up at the last second by the Medivac, but then finally does fall. There are 2 more Thors, though, and that forces the Mutas away. So many workers have died. What are we looking at here for the lost number of workers? 52 SCVs have died for our Terran player. Meanwhile, Sacsri has lost 10 drones, and it's just hard to win a game TVZ when you haven't killed any workers and lost so many of your own. Small creep tumor hit squad moving on out now are these Marines, but the front door is under attack by these Zerglings, by these Mutalisks. Zerglings coming right on in. They're going to try to attack the production facilities of the Terran player, kill guys as they come out. Yes, actually catching these Hellbats unawares, trying to rally out, but unfortunately there's nowhere for them to go. They get trapped, and 2 of them get sniped, and UTHERMAL calls the GG. That's it. So Sacsri wins this game at the Gfinity Spring Masters 2. Well played by him. I think it really came down to the fact that there wasn't much pressure coming from UTHERMAL, unfortunately. He wasn't able to kill many drones, which is something I think you kind of need to do early. The roach attack at the beginning was also very strong for Sacsri, and he kind of followed that, let it snowball himself to victory. So in the end, again, Sacsri takes the game. Well played by him. And this has been Falcon Paladin with yet another Daily Blizzard upload. If you liked what you heard and saw today, hit that like button, hit that subscribe on YouTube to catch daily StarCraft 2 professional casts. You can also find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, you take care of yourself.